Hey everybody, my friends, my currently 128 followers. Look at us growing. Yeah. So I just went to see, as you saw from before, Friendship, Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd, Kate Mara. As you know, those of you who follow me on this, these are my little 5-minute car reviews where I come out of the movie and think about the movie anyway, so why not tell everyone what I'm thinking and just process with you? So, all right, so it's A24 as a movie, so automatically it's got, like gravitas credentials because it's A24. But A24 isn't always hit and miss, as you're writing on the studio name. Or hit? What did I just say? Hit and miss? So, all right, forget what I just said. A24 isn't always gold. How about that? So this is where I was going. I'm a little hit and miss on this film. I love Tim Robinson's I Think You Should Leave sketches. Who doesn't love Paul Rudd? Adore Kate Mara and so many things she's in. She's just such a natural actor. And the way she conveys character and emotion, and she really carries the story. So the three of them together, pretty good. It's just, so let me go with what I liked first, because I think that's important if you're choosing to go see this film. And like I said, it's not out for a very long time, so if you want to see it, what I like about it is it does make you think a whole lot, but let me get into the buts later, but it does make you think a lot about our current state of personality within human beings post-COVID, trying to find friends. Do we want friends? Are we happy in isolation? Did isolation destroy our minds? And what does that mean to have a real emotional tribal bond with not just your family, but also making friends? And I mean, as a 48-year-old man who, has moved around a lot, it's always that. So you do see a lot of yourself. It's always difficult to find that kind of friend circle. I found kind of my tribe, I guess, lately. But you can see yourself in that, and you can see yourself in kind of the nihilism of the younger generation that's in this, which brilliantly portrayed by actors we've seen before, and some really great side characters from English Teacher, which is another story on TV or streaming that I think really also kind of portrays kind of a critique, satire on the modern age as this does. So that is good. Like, that leaves you thinking about what are relationships today, and what is friendship today, and what is marriage today, and what is parenthood today. What is being a colleague at work? So that stuff, and that kind of, if you're deeply into movies and movie thoughts, then a lot of movies will pop in your mind while you're watching this. You'll think about American Beauty. You'll think about Falling Down. Obviously, Taxi Driver. You're going to think about one of my favorite kind of movies of this genre, which is Cable Guy, which people didn't seem to like very well. I think it was jarring to see Jim Carrey break out of the comedy stuff and go into that. But I thought that was a really excellent satire, and they kind of predicted the future of streaming and everything else. So good in the sense that it makes you think about a lot of characters, and it also keeps you guessing. Like, you're starting to wonder, what kind of film is this? What is this getting towards? And then you're getting kind of an M. Night Shyamalan mindset where, is this going to hit me with a surprise ending? What might that surprise ending be? And you're thinking all these things about it. And just, the acting is solid, that sort of stuff. The setting kind of leaves you vague as to what things are happening. So that stuff's good. The stuff I would say that I'm still waffling on is kind of extension of that. Like, because it makes you create your own plot, your own story, it doesn't really lead you anywhere within the film other than where you want to lead yourself. And maybe that's the whole premise, is we're lost in our own minds and those type of things. Because you keep thinking about other films, and you keep thinking about, this is going to happen. I like his sketch comedy shows, like I said. I should leave. But this is like an extended version of that. Like what would happen, like one of my favorite ones is when the guy, like Brian with the hat and the dice in his pocket, what would happen if you went and stretched that sketch into its reality of the constant awkwardness and cringe comedy and the beatdown of his personality, people thinking he's weird, and you took it farther and you gave him weapons to do things with. So let's say like that. And so kind of again, the falling down of it all. Michael Douglas, am I the bad guy on the pier? Classic Michael Douglas not getting his sandwich at 11 o'clock at the McDonald's. Yeah, kind of just the breakdown of society. So I guess I'd say that's kind of where it's at. I did hit a point where I was like, oh, this is just an extended sketch. And then I was at the point like, oh, wait, this is good because you get to see the fallout of that extended sketch. And I like the choices of like bringing in Paul Rudd to play characters you're familiar with him playing, like Brian Fontana, you know, all of his buddy comedy movies, I Love You Man, and kind of playing with that Paul Rudd as if we're not actually watching reality, but we're watching this guy who's watching characters who look like people he knows in the movies in front of him and then warping them. So maybe that's the point. Maybe none of this is real and you'll go through all these things in your mind. I don't know. I'm processing. It leaves you, like I said, a lot of your own thinking. Go see it, see what you think. I mean, it's not a bad ride, but maybe you'll come away with different thoughts and about it. It's, you know, it wants to be something that it doesn't seem to quite get to, and I can't pull that out yet as to what that is, but I'm processing as always. So go see it, see what you think. If you're a fan of kind of his cringy sketch comedy, if you're a fan of the Scott's Tots episode of The Office, this is going to leave you in that space. So, all right, well, that's my review. I'll see you later.